It's weird watching two teams who've both just come off a loss.
Yeah, both of two
They
losses.
don't-
They didn't even get a single win.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They don't get like the day to rest or think about it or whatever. It's just nope, straight into your next game. Well, for Secret, I guess. For VP, they've got to sit back, but
They got to watch Team Secret. Do you think that gives them much of an edge?
What were the three?
small edge, I think. I think playing right off of the losses. That's why Secret took the 30-minute break and stuff, which I'm sure wasn't even mentioned. Like, oh, you kind of. I think you're meant to have 30 minutes since you don't play back-to-back games.
10 seconds.
What were the three heroes you said? Fogged, Bounty, SD, and who? And Wisp.
5 seconds.
You've got 2 out of 3 so far
And just two bans.
in just 2 bands.
Reserve time.
Yeah, you said SD.
Yeah, same here, right?
I thought once you had food, you
Team Secret's turn to
you
battle.
knew what was being said. So
I upped your volume, or at least I turned your volume on as a pro sound person that I
It
am.
seems everyone's banning Colorless Secret at the moment.
Poppy just keeps playing it non-stop. So yeah.
Yep.
Too much enabling split push. The Aya gets
Oh.
through. They ban the Slaughter instead.
Radar.
We take those.
No support Slaughter.
Sladar.
So how does VP open?
Is that to me?
Yeah, well,
There's 4 people in.
you're
analyst.
our expert on the couch.
Ogre.
Well done.
Team
Well
Secret's
done.
turn.
Nah.
Ogre first pick is like the most.
Son of a
Let's give
bitch.
nothing away kind of first pick, but
Yeah.
always useful.
Don't think Secret will go for that Warlock that they did before, so probably, if they want, they can do the Wisp, because it's left there.
And they could do the Drow, this is
Could do
the
the Drow.
ODs. Drow, I mean, not necessarily both of the two together, but this is normal, where they'd normally pick at least one of those two heroes, if not both. And they lost with an OD Drow opener, though, so. I think you're worried about that mid lane a bit if you go like a OD and then it's like an Ogre +1 right clicker. The Ogre Sniper duo, something cheesy like that.
Mhm.
Could consider picking a hero to help deal with the Ogre mid.
Which heroes help deal with an Ogre mid? So far, every duo that I've seen against Ogre still comes out ahead.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to counter him. He's got so much armor and life. So unless you can strip that away.
Maybe Skywrath is the answer. We saw Alliance run the Skywrath on the knockdown and it just did work. But...
Problem is, the Skywrath has to burn practically all of its mana and then suicide.
Yeah.
But Ogre does the same, right? I mean, you lose your Ignite 3 times?
Go mid.
Yeah, but Ogre
Very
also
mana.
has like a lot more physical damage when he comes in close.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So
yeah.
he gets up in the face where Skywrath Mage has to keep his distance. So he Ogre can zone in the mid. Skywrath can't.
Well, if you're Skywrath, and if Ogre's there, you end up just nuking him instead of the mid, just to like
actually
negate the
open,
Ogre.
Open in the Juggernaut. So
They do take
Io
the
and
Wisp
Jug.
at least, yeah, as kind of expected. The Juggernaut, though, is a little bit... It's
Different.
a little early, but it's now they have at least the combo with the Wisp with the double healing ward back there.
It also allows them to use the fact they have the overall last pick of the draft to maybe save that for their mid hero.
10
Something because they've been picking their cores very early on the draft, and that's something they may want to change. I mean, they picked the Jug here, but that's kind of that flexible, can mid, can carry. We even saw it go off lane one game for mind control.
Reserve time.
I think it just leaves them that freedom to fifth pick a mid.
I don't think VP were expecting the Juggernaut that early on.
Are we not?
But
They
that's
often
still-
run
that's
the
still pretty
Sven against the Jug with the Warcry against Omni Slash, and Ramses has had a lot of great games on Sven. It's not really a first two pick, but it's also here if you're VP, you're thinking if we don't pick Sven now, it's very likely banned out.
Usually they take what, Disruptor? Okay, they go for the bat instead.
That
Team Secret's turn to
kind of
battle.
flexible too, because we've seen Pasha players, we've also seen Ramses on the bat.
They can also just go they're pretty open. Like it's not like Team Secret are going to ban both Disruptor and Witch Doctor in the second phase, so they can still get the support hero against the IO nicely.
Yeah, for sure.
10 seconds remaining.
Not only when Poppy's faced with such situations, he doesn't even ban
5
out the supports.
seconds remaining.
He goes for the other cores.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to target either no one or Ramses, I imagine, with these
Reserve
bans,
time.
but or potentially a disruptor. But
Yeah, probably the Sven ban, though, like you were mentioning.
I think banning Sven is just a must-do kind of.
Yeah.
Advantage for Secret is they have the first pick coming into the next phase as well. So if they want to pick up like a mid,
Well,
they're able to do so without having like lock bans in against it.
it's a double-edged sword because VP counter pick, like basically in this second stage, Secret will pick first, which kind of works against you because you pick and then VP can counter pick it.
Yeah.
Yeah, VP
So-
banning out the OD Probably see them ban out Tidehunter next, just because it's like the most. The Secret, I think Secret has the highest win rate on that one.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely
just a solid one.
Forbes, one of his better heroes.
Pairs super well with the Wisp since you're
Great against
natural
bat.
back. Great versus bat. Yeah.
Ogre, like it's fine against both those. So
5 seconds remaining.
VP though, or Secret. What are they thinking about banning out?
it's harder to ban. I think Sim was the
Reserve
obvious
time.
ban, but other than that,
Yeah.
there's no obvious heroes you need to ban out.
It's more like, what do we not
Do
want to
you
play
wanna-
against?
Prevent the Clockwork Shadow Fiend to
I-
come out, or are you okay with that?
I think you're okay with it.
Yeah, they're
it's
just
like you know what they're doing at least when
Yeah.
they picked it. And again, you have the
Team
5th pick of the
Secret's
draft, so you
turn to
can
pick.
prepare accordingly based on whatever VP do. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's why I think Secret picking up a mid is a mistake here. But yeah, they're grabbing offlane. That's
Radiant team
decent.
pick.
Solid too.
it's flexible too. Like Void could theoretically safe lane with Jug mid, but
It doesn't give too much away, so in terms of counter picking on the side of Virge Pro, there's
Yeah.
not that much counter to be done.
if you're VP, you just pick to your own
10
draft rather than worry
seconds
about
remaining.
countering any hero. I mean, the IO relocate is the one thing you may think like, okay, we want to have
5
like a disruptor
seconds
type hero to counter it, but you're not thinking like, let's pick cores to
You know what I want?
lane well against our opponents.
I want
Reserve
VP to
time.
pick Bloodseeker. They
Oh.
mentioned it like 2 times during Dream League that they
But
love
no-
it versus Void, but they
no,
go for
but
this.
they
gen.
also mentioned that they would never pick it. Was it not them?
What did they say? They'd never pick it? No. Ramses. It was Lil who said it. We like Bloodseeker.
But is
Remember that?
no, but he said that only after Slack said like, who do you not want to?
Okay.
Like, which hero would you not pick? And then
10
the answer
seconds
was
remaining.
like, we would pick anything, and that's not the right answer. You gotta
Okay.
say something. And then he said, "You're Bloodseeker."
Yeah, I don't think they'll pick it with Jen and Ogre and everything. He's just, I mean, it's just a weak hero. Just that would have been cute to see it up picked up. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah.
So Chen, so going for a bit more kind of 5-man push-oriented style play. Wonder if they think considering something like a Luna after the seeing a Chen. That's kind of the hero that comes to mind. Luna and DK is the other hero from mid. Like if
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the DK
DK's a
Chen
big one.
strat is like your classic, like that goes like way back like 2012, 2013
Yeah.
era where it's just like let's just 5-man push towers, DK on the front lines, Chen with the heals.
Very mid game oriented.
Now it's Secret's turn to pick up the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, I think the 4th pick for VP is very likely the DK here,
Oh,
since that's not going to be
Mirana.
a surprise pick.
So they
Radiant
actually
team
had
pick.
Forever Mirana as well, right?
They've done that with a Drow
that
strat,
would
I
mean
think.
that MP plays Void, or would you still think this is a support Mirana?
It can be both. Like support Mirana works really
Or
well
mid
against
Mirana
Chen, like
even.
that instant way to get rid of a Chen creep. But
Juggernaut
10
save
seconds
Mirana mid?
remaining.
Juggernaut safe, Mirana mid? There's so many options.
yeah, you
5
could do that.
seconds remaining.
Probably just depends like if your second support is like if you
Reserve
really need
time.
something big.
They
Uh,
might want more lockdown.
I'd be really worried Mirana would just get zoned out by the ogre early on. So if there was like the second support they pick up was really strong, I'd go for that.
Yeah.
But also having like a Mirana roaming into the mid, if she hits a good arrow, then Team Secret have a lot more presence in the mid.
Yeah, that's just the VP. They've really been liking this DK Chen.
I mean,
Yeah, they've just been liking the
it's
DK.
just one of their most successful combos they've had in the group stages.
And every hero reaches their peak about the same time, so that's amazing.
I think the main thing for your VP
10
is not to get thrown
seconds
off by the loss, the 2-0 loss where you got stomped. Just so look, we had an 8-1 group
5
stage. Let's just
seconds
keep doing
remaining.
what was working in the group stages. Pretend that just forget about Liquid until we have to verse them again.
Reserve time.
So one last safe laner. They take the Slark, so
Radiant team
any
back.
follow-up aggression the VP could have is now taken away.
Yeah, VP's looking for that kind of snowbally safe laner that can just have a lot of freedom to roam around, make plays happen, because DK's a very kind of just, you group up with your team, you push towers, you're not like a do
10
shit kind of hero.
seconds remaining.
So would you be confident enough to pick a PA against a Faceless Void and Jugger?
No.
Radiant
Invoker
Great.
ban. So VP actually believe that's to support Mirana, judging by that ban.
Yeah.
What does Ramses want to play?
There's a lot of his heroes already
I mean,
removed.
his heroes are banned or taken, like the Jug, the Sven.
You mentioned the Luna,
Slark.
like that's still going to work pretty nicely.
Yeah. Luna's a possibility.
Life
Lifestealer, okay.
Yeah.
Team Secret's
Yeah, that one we kind of
turn
just
to
like
pick.
slipped by.
Yeah.
He's got the Bat Rider as well and everything, but it's not the best versus the 3 if they're cores on Secret. But Ramses had quite a great showing on that Lifestealer that we saw. Yesterday, right? Last night.
It's a decent building hitter because you just kind of,
10
if you're 5-man
seconds
doing well, you
remaining.
just walk up there with your rage. You're not worried about spells too much. I guess the
5
Void Chrono
seconds
threat
remaining.
is a bit of a problem, but
Well, let's see what Secret's gonna do with that Mirana and their last pick.
And now with the live stealer on the field, there's no guaranteed burst, like magical
10
burst damage.
seconds remaining.
Doom.
Ooh.
Ah, it's
Puppy
been a
Doom.
while, Puppy Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So there's a
should be.
mid Mirana.
Or unless it's a 4-of Doom, but I think...
No,
more likely
mid Juggernaut.
Oh, yeah, 4-of should be Void.
Sorry, yeah, no, mid Mirana.
Yeah.
My bad, MP on the Juggernaut.
And
He's
they've
just
got
gonna follow
two
Lil.
Mirana.
heroes to deal with the Chen creeps now. Devour as well as Arrow.
Oh, is that a good? Yeah.
That's going to make it nice and fun and interesting for Lil.
Okay, guys.
Enjoy the game, guys.
Yeah, have fun.
We'll see you on the.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, here we go. So, loser of this. Out of the tournament, gods. And VP and Secret, both teams with pretty strong showings in the group stages. This is that series. This is the rough. Tears will be coming out at the end of this one from one of the sides, because going out at this point, it's got to be the biggest kicker.
This is first from the groups versus second from the group, so it definitely shows how those group stage results are not everything. Once you get to the playoffs, into the BO3s, it's a different ballpark, and it's the underdog teams who have come out on top so far. You've got to pull out all the stops here if you're VP or Secret. There's so much pressure on this game. I mean, everyone always... The kind of quote-unquote joke around Secret is always like they're just changing their roster non-stop. And if they don't qualify, I mean, there's always that good chance that happens. For a team like VP, they've been the best CIS team, the CIS hope. There's obviously the whole CIS community hoping and expecting them to qualify for the major at this point. But one of these two teams, sadly, will not be attending the Boston Major.
No, and it is a shame because I think people watching these qualifiers will say from today's poor performances, I mean, especially in the last series with Advent and Secret, both teams just playing absolutely top tier Dota. VP obviously had that tough opening series, did kind of get beat on upon pretty hard by Liquid, but we'll see if they will bring it back here. And already kicking off, a bit of action to Forever. He's got the time walk, tries to snag the rune, isn't going to be able to get it as no one will still take it, but working himself away. Solo maybe seeing if he can get a couple more clobbers in. Let's bully Forever down a little bit.
Yeah.
As we'll start to see the lanes come to fruition for both sides, and at the moment, it doesn't look like it's anything too surprising. But Puppy with the early smoke.
Surprising. What is he
Get a
up
ward
to?
down, or?
Can you courier snipe with this? He's going to be too late for the courier. I don't think he's actually... Your movement speed is like similar to the yeah. He's actually looking for the courier snipe.
It was?
So if you're on top of the courier, you can get 2 right clicks in. But you have like you have actually lower movement speed than the courier when you come out of the smoke. So it's hard to get 2 right clicks in. But with good positioning like a smoke, you can actually snipe it there, I guess. But he went kind of all in for that. Doesn't find it. Ultimately, that's just one smoke. You're already resetting the cooldown, so it's not too costly to chew through a smoke at this early stage if you're in Puppy's shoes.
I guess as well, getting one of the creeps out. And see what he bumps into down here. Now walk underneath the ward, and that ward will spawn out indeed. Puppy dropping his own. So with the pings as well, looks like VP were having their eyes on that area of the map, of course. And Puppy will now come and head down towards the bottom lane. So kind of turning this into a dual situation. It's just going to be a question really where Puppy kind of sets up camp and feels that he's needed in this early game.
He's sort of looking for the Chen, I feel. Like he wanted to just run at the Chen, be annoying, keep vision of him. He's got the wind lace for some movement speed, but Chen is actually up top now, so it's a long walk and potentially wasted time for Puppy to head all the way back up there. But even so, he may choose to do so. He's still lingering around this mid lane. No one's actually fairly low here. One doing a good job harassing him down. If Puppy can get in from behind. Is he level 2 yet? No. So that makes it a bit more difficult without the Infernal Blade to actually get this kill. We'll have an Ensnare though. Ensnare into Arrow? That could be a combo.
No one's still incredibly low. 3 tankers and a Fairy Fire on him at the moment. I think he's hoping for the courier, maybe hoping that no one's going to get a salve sent out or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he's even got the ward to help get that snipe, but again, he doesn't actually have the movement speed to reliably kill a ground courier. That's what you normally do it with rangers, because getting 2 right clicks as a ranger, straightforward stuff, of course. As a melee hero, very difficult.
Bottom lane for Rev, just trading hits. Tom works himself back to safety. You're looking at the sidelines at the moment. MP 10 for 0, back down to Ramses, of course, 11 for 6. So even stuff happening on the side lanes. The mid lane matchup, no one 15 for 2 against the 8 for 2 mid one. So
now he's got the courier coming out. He's got his bottle. I believe so he got vision of Puppy going through with the ward. I'm not entirely sure, but I imagine that's why he just sent his bottle out and
Rev, it's on cooldown now. He's got it. Puppy will turn up.
Okay.
The Scorched Earth as well. He'll
Not
be able
a-
to run it away, but that incredibly close there for Rev, nearly getting dropped on the bottom lane.
Luckily, there's a regen rune there waiting for him, but ultimately, wouldn't have been a good trade for Forev, even though he survives there, since the regen rune kind of nullifies the harass that did come in. It was permanent damage that he didn't time walk off, but luckily has a regen. I think all in all, Puppy's early movements are kind of these low percentage plays, which if they work, very high reward. You snipe a courier, big early game advantage. You get that kill at mid, maybe with an ensnare arrow, really good for your team, but it's still this low percentage plays, and he's been punished for it. He's still kind of low level, hasn't really had much of an impact early on, so he may just look to fall back and play, go for like the safer plays where you're just getting your farm, wait till you hit a key level timing, and then try and smoke gank someone like a DK.
Yeah, because DK at the moment continues to have a very nice time up against mid one.
Is Puppy smoked again? No, he's just walking on through. Has boots now, so it makes his ganking a bit easy, but really needs level 3. Needs a different creep, perhaps.
Oh, he's going to look for the creeps. They're going to respawn in a second, so he'll probably hang around and look to snag one of those, hope for something tasty. Get himself the satire.
Not bad.
When you get that HP regen as well.
Yep. You can just roam around, be annoying with this now, and the main thing is he's hit level 3, so any harass at mid with the Infernal Blade can be potent.
Bottom lane. Forev again having a bit of a battle with Ramsey. Solo did get low, but just headed into the pit to deny himself to Roche. And still yet to see this first blood happen here in this game, as both teams just unable to get a real kind of catch. The most kind of on the edge lane has been this bottom one with Forev constantly trying to interrupt the pools and such.
Both offlaners getting a lot out of their lane. We've got a level 4 Batrider with 17 CS. The Void, not quite as much CS, but he's level 4 as well. Only a little behind in terms of CS, so we're seeing the Chen guarantee the Batrider's good early game. And similarly, the Doom wasn't really at bottom lane, but is at least around bottom lane. He's down there now, making sure that bottom goes at least fairly well for 4-0.
Ramsey's feeling very confident in terms of just coming in, trading hits thanks to Bloodlust of Solar, adding to that punch.
He's top CS right now, him and the Dragon Knight. Mirana's actually the one losing in terms of overall CS right now.
You can't Puppy in with the stun as well. Puppy falling low, falling down. That'll be your first blood. Highlight Die comes in with the TP. Ramsey backs up. There's Tango.
He can turn it once he has rage, so you don't want to chase this.
Solo's got a Fire Blast as well. Bam! Double kill for Solo on this bottom lane as all falling apart a little bit there for Secret in the laning stage with Puppy going down and then Highlight Die quick to follow.
Oh, this mid lane could be a danger place too if Mirana comes back and isn't careful about how she uses the leap. Dragon Knight has level 6, so that's a ranged Dragon Tail possibility. There's no one going to go for it. He wants to. Hits the stun, double clap.
There we go, giving the clap and bap. Damn, mid one taken down, Lil with the rotations. Having more luck than Puppy. And again, Solo just kills himself to Roshan twice.
It's just uses up all his money.
It's
HP.
the free TP.
Yep. Exactly that. He's level 4, so it's a bit longer respawn, but it's still value. It's still efficiency. And speaking of efficiency, no one even getting damage off of the mid lane of the tier 1 tower.
Could be in trouble there.
Wow.
Flame Break back.
Oh,
He's
what a-
not got
what
the
a
Blade
Flame
Fury
Break.
anymore. Oh, the Omni Slash, alright.
He RNG'd
bad up,
it.
but Lil nukes him down.
That is so lucky for Jug. Jug gets away with
Bounces.
murder there, getting that kill. Not a single bounce goes onto the Chen. If one of those second or third bounces went onto the Chen, Bat lives there. He's just unlucky.
I think Sen done that. CS-wise, still looking very good for VP on top of the fact that they are coming out in advance of the kills. Lil nearly hitting the level 6 as well.
He's been really impressed on the Chen. We saw the stats there from Nox. He's 6-1 on the Chen since joining VP. For someone who never really played Chen in the past, that is an impressive stat and really speaks to the fact that this hero is still very viable. And Lil has found a very new creative way to play the hero.
On top, Pasha. Looking towards MP. Has the lasso, but of course going back up at the moment, so won't be looking to use it. Pilo down the neighborhood as well. Bottom lane though, Fireblock again onto Void. Time was already been used. And for Rev taken down again. Ramsey's now in this lane, 43-17, and been involved in 2 of the kills so far.
These supports are just winning the early game for VP.
Yeah.
Solo at the bottom lane on his Ogre, the Chen in the mid and top lane. Lil and Solo have been absolute champions here in the early game. Making the plays happen. They're finding kills in all 3 lanes.
Well, they're looking for Pasha up top.
Yeah, that's... Oh, has a Firefly. It's going to be close.
Oh, the hand of God as well. Pasha
Keep you on out now.
is creating space. The arrow off mark. Pasha is wasting a lot of Secret's time. I mean, can he actually survive this? He's got another flame break to bop them back.
He's doing a lot of damage. See the Io's HP here. He's very low.
Oh, no! Surely not. I was going to say, if he got out of that. So he does go down, but...
Could have perhaps gone for the TP a bit earlier, but once he starts running, he's committed to running because the Io's Spirit Ball
Correct.
is getting
He's
it
just
close.
trying to watch into this. He does have a Chronos, but he's going to have to use it defensively. Get himself out of there. Just saving himself, but falling incredibly low, and that is the Chrono down for the long 2 minutes.
It will be a tier 1 tower though, and that's the important objective.
Yeah.
Killing the Void would be a nice bonus, but the tier 1 tower is, at this stage, more important than that kill. VP will secure that. That's going to be most of Ramsey's armor, although he doesn't get the last hit, unfortunately. There's a fast tier 1 tower. Chen finding the kills and now finding that early objective. Lil going straight into the Ag Scepter as well. Has the point booster, not stopping off for a mech or anything of the
He
sort.
did this the other day as well, didn't he? He got the Ags before.
And then he went back for the mech afterwards.
Oh, Pi actually able to deny the tower under the nose of no one.
And that's a nice deny, but it's more the fact they've taken 2 towers.
Yeah,
No one gets a
towers are-
solo tower at mid lane. His first ulti, actually, because he got the kill with it, did like half the HP of the tier 1 tower, and this is his second ulti doing the next half. Mid 1 rotating top, and that's your job as a DK. Anytime the enemy mid rotates off the lane, you're better off pressuring that tier 1 tower than actually going for rotation yourself, since it's pretty unlikely as a DK to be able to easily rotate to side lanes unless you get something like a haste or an invis rune. So doing a good job so far. No one is top of the net worth with the kill, the tower, and also a lot of CS to his name.
Now, Ramsey's indeed also looking pretty terrifying. The armor is now complete. Very hard for Secret really to do anything about him as well, I guess, at this point in the game. Like, yeah, unless you've got with the Chrono, Omni Slash, killing this armlet Lifestealer is going to be very hard. Because Puppy still hasn't got that 6. No Doom yet.
Same for the Armlet DK. If VP want, they're going to likely to start 5-manning for objectives soon. I guess the one person who's not quite ready is the Bat, depending on if he wants to wait for a Blink Dagger. But it's one of those items that you're far enough ahead with your early game in terms of levels and items that you can still go fight with the Bat Rider without the Blink Dagger. He may even consider going straight into the drums just because it's a good pushing and fighting item. The Blink just doesn't seem as necessary when they've got the ranged DK stun as well. But either build can definitely work this game. And VP, we see they're already at the top lane, looking for another tier 1 tower. Lifestealer's TPing up there. They want to keep the pressure on Team Secret.
Forever trying to get a bit of pressure onto the mid one, but no one's there to push him back. Indeed, VP, objective, 10 minutes in, and looking to take down all of the tier 1s
and
now.
there's no trades. Like, normally if you see this happening, your opponent's taking all the tier 1s on the map, you want to at least get 1 or 2 tier 1s, but mid 1 doesn't have, like, the levels, or, I mean, he's starting to spam out the Starstorm in bottom lane. Mid lane, you've got 4 trying to chip away at the tier 1, but all these towers on the VP side are still very healthy. DK can defend the lanes. It's not looking easy for them to find objective. DK's actually TP top. They're all in. They're going for the tier 2 tower, and dare I say it, they may even potentially try and threaten the tier 3 tower.
Yeah, I mean,
we're 11 minutes in, but they can chip away at it. They can
are-
force Secret back.
This push, they are literally saying to Secret, fight me.
Secret have no AoE at their disposal here. Like, no wave play for the creep wave. They have a Chronosphere, but what you initiate with a Chronosphere, the follow-up is so limited, and Secret at some point are going to have to do just that. They're going to have to fight into a level 7 Chen, DK and Lifesteal having armor. This could just be an 11-minute racks for VP. They're doing
How do you
what
stop
Liquid
the
did to
push?
them. The arrow needs to hit the Chen creep. Unfortunately, it hits just the lane creep. You've got to aim that at the Wild Wing, but actually accidentally cancelled the Wild Wing Tornado. But even so, this tower is going to take a lot of damage here if the Secret aren't
Rev,
careful.
trying to go in.
All Sentinel
There
done.
we go, they've got the lasso, the multicast as well. Then he bursts it down low, but he just gets a time walk off. Drops the Chrono, he's caught 3. These Sentinels are going to block the arrow. MP coming in with a blade through, they're going to be able to block. No, the Hand of God, keeping no one alive. He survives, the Doom's being dropped onto Ramses. And we get Ramses out of here, trying to get him out, but the jump forward. MP with the Omni Slash, chops down the Lifestealer. BP incredibly low, this is Secret fighting hard. No one trying to helmet juke himself out to the south. They're surrounding Solo, Pash is off into the tree line. He's going to go for the clap and the TP out, but the Bash is there from For Earth, and Secret should be able to get him. Pylite dive finishes off the job. So the defense is successful.
Yeah.
Secret are able to keep them off, and I mean, VP just unfortunate for them that they couldn't kill Forever quick enough. He got bought incredibly low, but he gets the time walk. Easy chrono for him, and that sets up this great defense from Secret.
They fumbled the chain stun there, but it's very hard to do because you see that void in the front lines, and you get that first DK stun on him, and then unless you're communicating like instantly who's stunning second, who's stunning third, because they had 2 Centaur stuns, and they also had the lasso. They stacked one of the Centaur stuns with the lasso, and I think the lasso maybe pulled him away from the other Centaur stun. It was hard to tell exactly what happened, but they didn't burst him down.
Yeah, and it's one of those awkward, you know, if you don't burst him down, it's kind of like with the lasso, you're like, oh, you don't have a blink dagger, let me get you in position, and then bam, easy chrono for throw.
No, so not the end of the world for VP, but it is a bit of a... It will slow them down, and if anything, it's now given Secret a nice boost to their economy, so VP will probably fall back farm a bit. They have to rebuild the Chen creep army as well, which is probably the bigger issue to maintain their push, and they're going to look at this like, well, let's wait for Pasha's blink, because fighting into Secret's high ground gets a lot easier with
And next push, look at Lil. He is going to have that Aghanim's almost certainly. He's only 900 or so away from completed hacks at 13 minutes.
Having like either an ancient black dragon or the granite golem.
Puppy. Sneaky for no one. Oh, Puppy step. I think he realised. He's like, hang on. Going on, and in fact, the wraparound had they got the chain lock with the Dragon Tail, the Brief Fire, there's not huge damage. They'll find it Secret. They've actually brought mid one in. Paladin relocating the Mirana into the middle of this fight, but mid one might die. He leaps up to the high ground. No one's going to try and come and look to find him. He's looking in the trees. Pi ready to relocate and back out. So Pi will be able to take the Mirana back out of the fight.
Yeah, tough fight. They could focus the IO first, but they thought they would be able to kill mid one there with his positioning. Ultimately, in hindsight, easy to say, killing IO would have left the Mirana there, but stranded. Even if they didn't have the damage after killing IO to kill Mirana, it would have been a kill. But
they might get another tier 2 though.
Yeah.
See VP grouping up.
They're in a good position.
They've still got a bit of time left on the Elder Dragon.
Yep.
But again, Chrono's up. Omni Slash at the ready as well if Secret want to do something. At the moment, they're just looking for the trade.
Yeah, I think it's an outer tower.
Dragon.
Don't risk a fight, a bad fight when you're... Look at Io and Mirana, they're such low HP and mana. You do not want to fight with these heroes on fighting stage. They'll TP back. They'll actually defend the... Well, by defend, I mean deny the bottom tier 1 tower. Dragon Knight getting back there in time for it.
Or MP. Actually, walk past Solo there. Solo... MP's a little bit scared. He does have the Omni Slash, but he's level 2. I guess just feels it's a little risky to blow on an attempt for that kill.
Yeah, you know a fight could be coming your way. That's actually a precious cooldown to have to try and kill someone like a Lifestealer. Maybe even a Dragon Knight in these fights. But VP, a lot of momentum still going their way to if they want to keep taking towers and objectives. That Chen Aghanim Scepter you mentioned, that was coming very fast. Looks like he's even got a Tomb of Knowledge, so he's going to try to get that faster level 11. Blink daggers up. I think at this point, if you're VP, the brute forcing towers is great and all, but you want to try and make some more nuanced plays. Look for a smoke gank, look for a pick off on some of these key targets. Secret themselves have gone for a smoke, but with the bat blink, you're kind of wasting the bat's potential if you just keep 5-manning towers. You're not getting much XP and farm if you're just 5-manning lane. So go for some pickoffs, have DK farm up his Shadow Blade, have the Lifesteal steal a finish an item or 2, and then just try and smoke with like 3 or 4 heroes while a 5th hero is farming.
They've got this ward down here, so I believe, they've spotted out no one, and they would have seen Pasha
use the
farming as
Moonlight
well.
Shadow to get into this jungle here.
This is it's a solo chrono, but it's a good pick off as long as they can get it. They're going to bring in the rest of the boys, so no one an easy kill. The Secret as the full 5-man come in and shove themselves at the DK.
Every kill like that just slows down VP's timings and puts VP back into kind of farming mode for a bit longer than they'd like. So that's where I feel like VP want to be making smoke plays, because if they can beat Secret to the punch. If they're the ones making those smoke plays, they find a pick and Secret have to react. As soon as you give Secret the room to make plays, they're going to do just that. They've got a chrono up, they've got to relocate. They can turn that into a 5v1 gank as we just saw, and it's a very safe play to make. So Secret don't care that the chrono's gone on cooldown too much, because DK's dead. All the lanes are pushed out. There's no threat to your high ground when you use a chrono that far away from your own base.
Yeah, I mean, all this kind of time going on in mid one, being brought in and out of the fights, allowing him to keep farming. He's got the Aghanims done.
Yeah, that's good news. He can farm a lot faster. He can push out these lanes very well. Secret have pretty much stabilized this game.
Mid one, get yourself out of there. Flame break, we'll knock him back a little bit. Ramsey trying to get in range for the open wound, but Pai's there. Pai is still on cooldown. He can't relocate Mid one out. Mid one's been surrounded and brought down. They've lost the Mirana. Move for Puppy, dropped down onto the Lifestealer. Ramsey starting to get himself out of this one. Forev's there as well with the basket. Ramsey will go down. Hand of God not enough to save him. So a 1-for-1 trade there between the teams. As VP, the rest of them will get themselves away from Secret.
Yeah, Chen just couldn't quite get the send back versus the Doom there, unfortunately. And Doom is actually, one of the things not really mentioned about the Doom against Lifesteal, it's a very good, it's kind of a counter to the Lifesteal in some ways, because the armor being left on means the Lifestealer is going to get doomed up, he keeps taking damage, and he really can't fight all too well while he's doomed. He relies a lot on being able to, I mean, you still get some of the lifesteal, but Like a Doom, when you've got Omni Slash to back it up, is pretty much a dead life stealer since he can't use the elusiveness of the Infest as well as his other tools like the Rage. VP have hit a bit of a roadblock here, and as I said, Secret are pretty much back to even now with how the last 5-10 minutes of this game have gone.
Now, VP is still getting the items done at good timings, though. No one's got the Shadow Blade done, and Echo Saber's out for Ramses. No one ready to try and see if he can make something happen down here. I think this Ward, would have spotted him out here, so they know that no one's going to be coming in. Midone maybe trying to get himself in position for that arrow. The question is, do they have enough damage? And obviously with the armor, it looks like the answer is no. Pi tethers away, and isn't going to get him away from that right click, so no one will find himself the kill with that.
I think because it's a level 2, he only gets that kill because of the splash damage. Because he actually goes invis and normally would disjoint the attack, but I think being splash damage, it still hits him. With the, or either that or the fade time wasn't kicking in fast enough. It looked like it should have been early enough. No one immediately TP's top, and he's very low up here.
Oh, easy kill for the DK, or not. JK, one more touch would do it.
Blade
Find the
through.
vision. Oh, MP, healing wall, boys. Oh, it's good. That's why you don't get stats. Okay, yeah, level 4 healing wall doing the wonders for MP.
FN, take notes. MP gets himself out of there, and Pylai die, making sure he gets there to save his life. Very close to a kill. No one.
He's trying again for it.
Scrap of damage too short.
He's run out of the Elder Dragon form though.
Yeah.
So, that'll be a little bit harder. Pings onto this area. Pasha has Ramses inside him.
Might find the Juggernaut to the north as well if he heads that direction, but with this smoke...
We'll see him, but it's not going to be soon enough for Meepo. Immediate jump onto the Marana. Taken down.
Some good plays and moves coming out of VP. This is what I mentioned a bit earlier that they should be looking to do is just find some smoke kills. They can't just keep 5-manning.
Just dropping the Chrono hit. They want to find that over. And they will. Well, it cost them the Chrono, so Chrono now on cooldown. We saw earlier kind of like, obviously the Juggernaut search holding ults off from just throwing them at solo, but at this stage I guess Secret, with the pace of the game, they're like, if a kill presents itself, we'll take it.
VP have already gone off the idea of just trying to break high ground pre-20. I mean, obviously it's 20 minutes now, but even they're not looking to high ground push right now. They're looking to like take farm, take pickoffs, and probably focus more on Roshan. Not this at this specific moment, but they want to set up and find an opportunity to take Roshan, grab an Aegis, which involves finding a pickoff, getting map control, getting their key items and just levels across the board, like getting a 4-star on the Bat Rider, getting Chen the right double Ancient Creep. It looks like he hit level 11, so he's now got 2 Ancient Creeps, I believe, at his disposal. He had a Black Dragon earlier, I'm not sure where it's gone now, but with the double Ancient Creep, VP are very strong in team fights.
Oh, for that. Finding Pasha. Pasha does have backup. TP's coming through as well. They're going to come multicast onto the Void, but the Omni Slash comes through from MP. Pasha's out of this one. Solo to fall as well. I think Puppy actually did drop the Doom there just to make sure Solo couldn't turn around for anything more. Secret now is a full 5-man, bullying onto a little behind the tier 2. Secret holding back.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing there as they go in. Find 3 kills. And VP just at the moment not looking to react with kind of a full team TP, just saying, all right, we're losing heroes, let's keep no one farming. And Ramses had to play it safe as he was heading back to base.
They've itemized their plates so well to basically make up for their weak early game. Puppy's items, he's got a buckler with a veil, like all this extra armor he's getting, and the veil to amplify the Mirana's damage output. Like, he's playing very selflessly all for the team here, and he's been getting the Doom on the Life Killer every single time. Mid-one's been able to catch up, finish off the exit for a decent time. Doesn't look like they'll be here in time.
They can't get here in time. It's going down, and again, Secret's vision around the pit is so good. Copy. Hunting Pasha, the jump in, they're looking to kill the pack, they'll get him. Ramses is out, he's got no one to take him home. The Chrono down from Farev, and at this point, Secret playing each minute of the game just that little better of VP at this stage.
This was such a good fail pickup.
Ever since that kind of top push up top, where you could probably feel that VP were getting it all together, they felt they had the momentum, and Secret able to hold back at that point. And maybe the plan that VP had, the backup's not there at the moment. You can see they had that early game lead, 4K when they were taking the towers, but that's all but gone, and now gone back the other way as Team Secret are the ones with the lead.
Yeah, Team Secret, now they're the ones who can set the tempo. They've got a lot of good fighting items on 4 with the Yasha and the Vlads. Their team fight's just better because they've got all these great items like Vlad's, like the Veil. They've got the levels now. They've got an Aegis on their Jug, meaning he's not afraid of getting lashed and bursted down. The only hero that's a little bit vulnerable is the Mirana, but Pile die, he's the IO that will make those saves. If you try and overcommit on one hero and he tether relocate saves them, you've definitely lost a team fight if you're VP. So you're going to be very tentative about using too much on one target on the secret side. Ideal way for VP to take a fight, I think, has to involve killing the Doom before he actually gets that Doom off on Lifestealer.
Mid1 hits the arrow, tries to go for a cheeky pick, immediately backing off as he realizes VP are there in numbers. Has Pile Die to back him up as well, so they won't be able to catch Mid1. We'll see what VP can do here. As they do have the full 5-man. All down towards the bottom. And they'll start to push on forward. Secret themselves, smoked up. And they're going to look to try and wrap around for this from the back again with this vision. They saw VP grouping up. They know they're there in the full 5-man. And Forever, he wants to try and make something big happen.
There's a
but
gem
20
on
seconds
Puppy.
to without Chrono.
But
See where this gets off Happy.
he wants to do, but he can't get it.
On back of the Manta out as well. Patrick pulling him over. The Hanacog comes down. He gets the lasso onto Perez. That's going to be Void gone. No Chrono for this fight. The crits from MP come through. They have taken down the bat. Doom onto Ramsey because he's incredibly tanky, getting himself out. The Star still comes through, but the Dragon Tail from no one has managed to secure themselves a third kill. But the Aegis will provide that second chance for MP coming back in with the Blade Fury. Ramses and the boys, 4 heroes surrounding the Juggernaut, taken down. Mid1 comes back in, cleans up the Chen on the backside, and he goes for the Bleak TP out. He will escape.
Nice cheeky play from him. That VP, like, they just get a grouped up 5v5 fight there. It didn't look like the best fight because Lifestealer still gets doomed. The bat didn't get the lasso. I think he ideally wants to be lassoing the Doom. Like, he wanted to try and blink on Doom, lasso him before that Doom comes off, so Lifestealer doesn't get taken out of the fight. But Lifestealer gets taken out of the fight for the entire first, like, 12 seconds while he's doomed up. But the rest of the team make up for it.
VD rune. Oh, he's done.
He's come in. I want to turn this around.
God, he can't walk out of this, no one. So he does lose his life for that.
Well.
But it looks like worth it to end the Mid1's killing spree. Get a nice bit of tasty gold for no one, and that solo experience. So
I mean, big thing for VP that last fight was taking out the Void, taking out the Chronos here from the fight. And
yeah, it's just stopping forever.
Yeah, I definitely kind of misjudged how important the Lifesteal is going to be. The Void is just as important, because Lifesteal getting taken out at the start of the fight didn't matter because there was no Chrono. The Omni Slash didn't go on the Lifesteal. They didn't finish off the Lifestealer when he got doomed, which has been the difference from the previous fights, where Lifestealer gets doomed. At some point, Secret are winning the fight enough that they just chase him down and finish him. But he was able to disengage, then re-engage for the second life of the Jug, and they killed the Jug afterwards. But very different scenario. I honestly think the deciding factor of that fight was the Chen creeps. Those two Ancients, the Black Dragon and that Granite Golem, they're just in the front lines, they're tanking damage, they're beefing everyone up with the bonus HP from the Granite Golem. That was probably the deciding factor of that team fight for VP.
Well, with that one, Secret, I imagine if we look at the grass, would have been knocked back down a little bit, but indeed, just a small amount. As this game still very much proving to be much more akin to the Secret Ad Venom series, a lot closer. We're not going to see any stomps like this morning, where Liquid already had VP's number right down. VP coming as their jungle, no one to lead the way with the Shadow Blade. See what he can kick off. Pie's got the Sentry down, immediately just tethers across. Back to the boys on Secret, keeping themselves safe and far away from the scary Virtus Pro.
Well, VP will probably look to... I mean, I think VP's strength is definitely when they're grouped as 5 and not getting Chrono. So they need to find a way to get that good, clean initiation off onto someone like Forb, either with the lasso or the DK stun. They're keeping Lifestealer always in the bat. It means he can't get doomed until he pops out. Down now.
The jump in threat, he's still with the corner, he's dropping, he's 4-3! The Omni Slash as well, bouncing across, and the Hanagon comes out, but Patrick's already down. Just being able to Dragon Tail out onto Perez. They have punished Perez, so 1-for-1 at the moment. And with the Blade Fury trying to go in, but Ramses, he doesn't care about being good, he just turns and right flicks them down. Monster again for the Overdash, and the Starstorm is big from Mid1. Takes down Ramses, no one with the armlet toggling, keeping himself up and alive, but they've already lost 3 on VP. They're gonna lose 4, DK down as well. Solo, the last remaining survivor. The balls to fly in, Mid1 ready to hunt him down as well. Secret looking to get the team wipe, and they will. Ultra kill for Mid1.
Learned nothing.
Some clutch team fights there. The Chrono placement, perfect there. He doesn't care that he Chronos the Doom with the Lifesteal and all that. It just allows the Doom to reset. Lasso ends, he gets the Doom on Lifesteal. The Doom and the Lifesteal is always the key thing in these fights. It prevents Lifestealer from maximizing his damage output. You can't armlet toggle. It makes him killable, and this time Secret do make sure they finish him off. Mid1 comes back in to snipe him once the Rage wears off. And at that point, the fight is very difficult for VP. It's really tough for Chen, because if you're a Chen, you're like, do I want to send my lifestealer back when he's doomed? Because if you do, he can't get back in the fight. Maybe he goes for like some kind of cheesy boots of travel but on lifesteal, but even that I don't think is really going to win you games. But lifesteal being taken out of these fights is really making it difficult for VP. That time around, the DK couldn't get the stuns off on the key targets. He was kind of zoned out by the Chronosphere, couldn't find the Jug to stop the Omni Slash, couldn't find the Doom to stop the Doom, and Secret come out on top. Just barely, but it was definitely enough.
And mid one is getting very, very big thanks to that fight, that ultra kill. I imagine, what, just standard going for the E-Blade next?
On the Mirana, yeah, it's very good against the lifestealer focus fight. Even the DK is going to have quite a bit of physical damage when he gets up to the AC. Only other option you think you consider is the Lincoln Sphere. The Lincoln's Rush is a good counter for the DK and the Batrider initiation, so there is some consideration towards this, but I think Puppy's Puppy's got 2.4k gold, so Puppy may just buy a Lincoln's himself if he wants to, or alternatively the Lotus Orb, but the Lincoln's is the nice insta... You have to have the Lotus on you to counter the stuns, whereas Lincoln's is always up.
Look at this, though. VP coming in with a push for Revs. Just picked up a Blink Dagger. Chrono's back online. This could really catch VP off guard. They've got to be careful how they approach this. Already a little keeping himself to the side. 9 Pasha as well. With Ramses in him. Mela to jump. Still a little bit of duration left on the smoke. VP playing it careful. Rev coming forward. Look at the sentry.
And they're making sure they have the vision advantage for this fight. Like, that's not an everyday dire observer ward, but they know a fight could happen right here.
Yeah.
It's just a team fight observer ward.
This
ward is solely trying to win Secret one more fight, which they feel can win in this game. They back off, though, on the side of VP. Probably the smart decision there. The Batrider's Firefly wore off. They fully disengage. They also scan the left side, so they know there's no heroes there. They're going to assume that VP fell back to their jungle. They're trying to initiate.
But this ward here, it caught out the moonlight.
Yes, you're right. So they know
VP unlikely to be caught by that.
It looks like they're getting out. They're hugging their TP bottom tower.
They're going to start to come out. Ramses.
I'm really curious what his next item is going to be. He keeps getting doomed. Like, do you consider a Lincoln's? Do you go full HP and get like a heart to try and survive? Do you get the boots to travel so Chen can send you back and then you TP back in onto one of his creeps? You know the Chen creeps like an ancient granite golem is going to survive the fight. So if you get sent back, you can then boot to travel onto it. Here goes the smoke.
Because for the most part, Secret's vision's been great, but they managed to get themselves around the vision there.
Yeah, they were just out of range of the obs.
Pasha, who's going to get the jump in on? He jumps in immediately, looks for the void, takes down the forever. Can he get it yet? So there's no progress in this fight. Absolutely huge for VP. Hanako comes in, Ramses focusing the eye. He's been doomed, but they've already taken down 2. VP controlling his fight perfectly, but then the Omni-Slash comes in middle, keeps himself alive with the mech. MP jumping in as well. Can they find the kills? They found 2. Question is if they're also coming to clean up anything else with a good multicast like that, they'll turn back in onto the Mirana.
Such a good jump play from Pasha. He ignored the first 2 heroes he saw. He knew those heroes would not win in the fight. He blinked past them, found the void.
Yeah, really smart play from VP.
And it was actually the observer ward to like the very east of the jungle that spotted out the void, allowing them to catch him, bring him down. The Chen creeps just helping tank that Omni Slash. MP tries to go back in, knowing the Lifestealer is doomed up. He's like, maybe I can actually kill him here, but nope, not the case. And Secret lose that fight. Still a 2 for 3. Not the worst fight in the world. Like, they at least get some trades and make it so that VP can't follow it up by pushing or even taking any kind of big objective. Roshan hadn't respawned yet, unfortunately, for VP. So VP will have to kind of reset and look for another rotation. The smokes are really key in this game. As far as initiation goes, we've seen Secret and VP both use smokes to great effect, and when not smoking, it's invising around. DK has an infested lifestealer. He's looking for a cheeky little pickoff up here. He knows he's all by himself, the Dragonite, so it has to be a kill on one hero, and it has to be a fast kill, because the IO relocate can come in to try and punish it. But yeah, it looks like they'll just clear a creep wave and then get out.
Oh, poor Solo. They're on him.
Nah.
Secret. Firelight Eye bringing in MP with the relocate. Solo will have to offer his life up here.
Not too big a deal.
To the boys.
Just an ogre. You get info on where Secret are on the map. The big problem is if they get Roshan off of it.
Nice arrow, and Secret know it. They're sending in multiple heroes. Forever just drops the Chrono, and no one on his own, surrounded by 3. He has got the invis, but Puppy, of course, with the gem. That is not going to help you, DK. So nice little cheeky arrow there from mid one to buy time for Secret to come in and punish. No one's kind of just brashful, just coming up that far towards the base with those kind of pushes.
And we're at that stage where those 1 fights for Secret have a big influence on how the subsequent
And
fights go
rushes up.
because of the gem advantage. Secret have both gems. They have VP's gem and their own. And without a
But
gem,
they put the one in the back. Yeah.
it's so hard for VP to play without that gem now because the vision advantage that Secret have, they have all these dire wards
They're so good
in
with
their
this
jungle.
warding.
Yeah. And there's the Moonlight Shadow you've got to worry about in a team fight. It's hard to always have Dust and Sentries in the right place when you're versing a Mirana. So playing without gem at this stage is very, very tricky. VP have to buy another gem as soon as it's available. They ideally want to have one on the Batrider at all times.
VP, as we've seen, that they can still pull off these amazing fights. If Pasha gets the grab,
There is
that's
a
the key here.
There's a Lincoln's now on Lifestealer, so that'll make his life a bit easier. The cancel is not easy. I'm trying to think what would actually be breaking it here. They haven't actually got anything that great to break a Lincoln's. The Ethereal Blade is not really something you ideally want to use. It's what? Diffusal Blade? They have nothing to actually break the Lifestealer Lincolns. Diffusal Blade and Ethereal Blade seem to be the two things that I can see that would break a Lincoln's. Nothing
It's a
else.
strong game. It is a strong game for the Lincolns. Yeah.
Doom could pick up like a different creep, like a Purge creep or something with a single target spell to break it with. Doom, I believe, going for a Lincoln. Could be a Hex though with the ulti orb, but the Lincoln Sphere against the Bat Initiation, to me, is the safer approach. As much as you want to have a Hex this game, you also want to make sure your Void doesn't get grabbed by that lasso. Void himself, wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up a Lincoln Sphere because he is such a prime target for Bat's initiations. 7 sentries on solo. This is what you just have to do in these games. When you haven't got a gem anymore, you're versing a Moonlight Shadow, you're versing a team who you know has a lot of wards up and you just can't find them, and those wards are making it hard to get pickoffs. You need these sentries. And Solo's just going to throw them all over. He's just fishing around, trying to find some obs wards. Not really having much luck, unfortunately, right now.
Still Secret with the leading levels and in gold at the moment. It's not a massive one though, 34 minutes in. One or two good fights, and PP by all means can swing themselves back on top. It's just all down to how these team fights play out. Who gets doomed? Well, and whether VP can kill Forev before he lands those big chronospheres. And also how much damage mid-one could do in the fights. Because as we've seen in the previous ones, because the fights don't tend to be over that quickly and both teams kind of stick around to the bitter end, the Starstone damage really does start to rack up.
Yeah, and he's never really a focus at the start. The Bat Lifestealer are going to be going on heroes like Void, on Doom, because they want to take out those big ultimates. Maybe that will change as the game goes on. If Void gets a Lincoln, he may just say, look, we got to try and kill someone like a Mirana in these fights. But ideally for Batrider, the initiation's on Doom Void. For the DK, perhaps he considers going on the Mirana, but he needs more additional damage to back him up. And damage is actually something VP lack a little bit. The Bat, the Ogre, the Chen, these are not heroes that dish out damage. VP's strength is their sustain.
All
They've
down
got-
to Ramses and no one to get the damage out.
They've got lots of heals. They're very tanky with the Chen creeps. They've got the Greaves. They've got tanky frontliners with armlets. Like their sustainability, they want to win the long fights, but that's just where Mirana is going to be able to get a lot of damage off because these fights are being drawn out and she's never the focus of attention for VP. As she gets items, like if she gets like a Dagon after this Zero Blade, maybe just say, screw it, we got to kill mid one. He's doing too much damage in the fight.
Well, I can see Secret grouping up top. They've got the full 5-man up in this area.
To relocate just to push the lane, it looks like. And also kill a couple Chen creeps.
I wonder if it will try. They've got 2 minutes left on the Aegis. And there's obviously the tier 2 standing up top. That could look quite appealing for Secret to work on. And indeed, immediately relocated back and into the Moonlight Shadow. So moving forward, see if Secret could get the jump. VP, they have
very limited dire vision, so this is probably also just to get down some vision in this area of the map. But they don't really find all too much. IO, actually, they don't have any wards right now, so they're playing a little bit blind.
Yeah, and of course
And
VP.
Lil sees them. He had the obs and sentry in
they
that
saw them come
secret
in.
shop, so they're likely just going to give up this tier 2 tower. If you're VP, I don't think you could try and structure a fight around the Bat. The Bat's not there, the Lifesteal's not there. Giving up a tier 2 is not a big problem when you're at 37 minutes in the game.
Radiant's top tower.
They will infest with Lifesteal into the Batrider in preparation. And lose one Granite Golem. You need to make sure you save at least one for that aura in the team fight.
Oh, just threw the arrow out there. They had the scan out and they saw that it caught someone, so maybe just trying to get the vision to see if it was Pasha hanging around on the wings waiting for a jump.
Yeah. Chen, I think he actually wanted that Ancient to die because now he's got the Dragon as well as the Granite Golem, so he's got 2, which is probably ideal, having 1 Dragon and 1 Golem. Although also the attack speed from the Frenzy is not bad from the other Ancient. The old Triceratops. Just leaving the Lincolns on MP in the front lines, knowing that he's the only really visible target at the current time.
Look at this Pasha. The Ramses that they left.
Arrow will hit. Doesn't look like they want to follow it up. Chen just scouting things out with the Ancients. Very safe play from both teams. Like for Secret, it's chipping away with the Manta illusions. For VP, it's only sending forward things you're not afraid to lose, which is, well, the Chen creeps right now.
And Secret just back up in sync with MP losing the Aegis. So
it looks like this game will go on into the ultra late game. Lifesteal is gearing up. He's picked up a Crystallis, so we'll see a Bloodthorn there, I'm guessing. Be disappointed to see a Daedalus. I think the Bloodthorn is just the far superior late game item. Heroes like Mirana aren't really building Mantas or BKBs to get out of it, so if you get on, I guess you've got the Ethereal Blade to use defensively there, but similarly Void actually doesn't have a Manta or Diffusal yet to get rid of a Bloodthorn. And even just finding a Jug after he's used his Manta is definitely possible. But 1 Lincoln's up for Secret, they've got that on the Doom. Doesn't look like Forb's going to be building one, he's deciding he needs to go for more damage output. As a Yasha building into what looks to be a Diffusal now. And of course, saving buybacks. That's always going to be key as we get into this late game stage.
well, VP to group up. Are they looking for the smoke? Yes, they are. So VP ready to try and make the play. They know the Aegis has expired.
Oh,
This could be
they
it.
got another
Gods.
gem? I don't know.
Another one.
They've got no gem, only sentries. That makes this a lot harder to
Gonna get the
do.
jump, the smoke's dispelled. Here we have immediately looking for Lil on the back of this one. The Chrono comes out. It's only gonna catch the gem, but it will secure that first kill. Now Patch jumps in. Ramsey's coming out onto Forev, ripped to shreds, and Ramsey just looks towards Puppy. Solo hasn't got anything to help out. Still on cooldown at the moment, but the damage from Ramsey is looking to nearly be enough as Puppy falls low. The Merc comes out. Finally, Puppy falls down. Ramsey's just destroying Secret at the moment. He's found himself 2. They've already lost 3 on Secret, and with the chase down onto MP, Ramses is not done. Only Slash comes in on the big life stealer, but the bounces are shared between VP as they come in to back up Ramses and allow him to get another triple kill for the life stealer. Secret lose that fight pretty painfully, and in a situation as well where it looked like they may have the upper hand coming in under the moonlight, as you said. VP with a lack of detection. But still, they find it. I mean, what would you say? Is that down to just the Chrono not being massively effective?
Down to the spell usage. Yeah. The Chrono only caught a Chen. The Doom was on a Bat Rider who'd already used Lasso and killed his target. He can't actually Doom the Lifesteal there, so it's like, I don't know who he's meant to necessarily Doom since he can't break the Lincolns of Lifesteal, so he was never going to get that Doom off. But ultimately, they got no value out of the Chrono, or very little value out of the Chrono, really 0 value out of the Doom. The Jug Omni Slash wasn't all that impactful because it was used like after the fight had kind of already been lost. So while Secret had this slight edge with the Moonlight Shadow against a team that had to plant sentries and didn't get VP didn't get a good initiation, but neither did Secret. Secret didn't have the best vision around that area, so while it wasn't a good position for VP to fight, it also wasn't ideal for Secret. They couldn't see where the heroes were coming in, they couldn't break the Lifesteal Lincolns, and that's something they're going to have to perhaps address. If they can't break his Lincolns and Doom him, they've got to catch him in the Chronosphere. That Chrono from 4F won't cut it.
Of course, Passion out with Puppy's gem in his hands. We'll be able to get some of this precious vision secured again for VP. Secret. And we'll see what their next bit of a game plan is. Already, Puppy, of course, just picking up the backup gem that they stole earlier from VP. And as we can see on the net worth graph, fights like that, they really do swing it round. 13k to coming up to about an 8k. So a couple more of those, and VP could be back in the driver's seat of this game. But 41 minutes in, 22 to 26. You could definitely feel how the caliber of Dota has just skyrocketed from the early day of the group stages now to these playoffs.
I mean, this is just such a... We had some clanny games. All the games today have been dominant, impressive Dota. Like, even Liquid's 2-0 stomp of VP. Liquid just were a whole different team. They played incredible. VP and Secret here are playing way better than they did in the group stages. This has been a real step up and a treat to watch. But Secret, invised in. They find Solar.
That's going to be a freebie to kick this off. Ogre's out.
I don't know if you want to fight if you're VP. Yeah, I think just sacking him. If you can get a clean escape here, take that option.
Yeah, get yourselves the hell out of here if you're VP.
It does mean you may be giving up a free Roche, but at this point, position-wise, vision-wise, I think this is just not a ideal fight. I like what Puppy's done. He's swapped out his creep. He had the crit and Alpha Wolf aura, and now he's got the ensnare. This is, I mean, ensnare's nice as a BKB piercing disable, but it's more than anything something to break Lincolns with. He can ensnare into Doom on the Lifestealer. Having the ability to Doom Lifestealer is just going to be key in going into this late game. Perhaps you start considering dooming the Dragon Knight as well, but if the Lifestealer is the one doing the majority of the single target burst damage.
I mean, I guess it's, if you see the chance to doom the DK before he gets the ult off.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
absolutely.
massive. Yeah.
And if you find DK on the front lines and you have a sure Doom on him and Lifesteal is nowhere to be seen, take the Doom as well. It's one of those things where, yeah, there's a #1 priority target for a Doom, but if a hero is really out of position and Doom will ruin him, go for it. Because DK's level 4 stun is 3.25 seconds with a 9-second cooldown, so it's like 33% uptime roughly. It's definitely worth dooming him just to stop that Dragon Tail spam in a team fight.
No. VP back in the neighborhood.
I don't know if they saw the Roche respawn, they didn't go for it there.
Oh no. In immediately, and Forev's gone. No chronosphere for this fight. Ramsey turning towards MP. The Doom Speed got down. Then comes the Omnislash out as well. But the sustain here breaks the Lil and the Greaves and the Hand of God, keeping them alive. MP tries to get away, but they've got the gem, of course, on Pasha. They see him. And again, Secret losing 4.
So Mid-1 tried to save him with the Ethereal Blade, but misclicked the Bat Ride. I assume he misclicked because he should have been going for the save there. He will find a cheeky stab, and he finds the Chen in the back with a E-Blade Dagon, but he went for the kill on the Bat with the E-Blade. Either that or he just misclicked, because he should have been trying to save the Void. He could have Ethereal Bladed the Void, likely saved his life.
Oh boy. I mean, they obviously re-secure the gem because of that little kill on the back of it, but still, for Secret...
they're about to go high ground.
Through Roche, just try and get some of these buybacks out, I guess, because of the pushing power.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you... It's the safe play, the low-risk play is take Roshan.
But you can definitely make them buy back.
Yeah, you can make them buy back.
This is big.
The danger is if they buy back and they kill
and then
you, because
they sure. Oh,
no, if they buy back, Void TP's onto the tier 3, and you have to suddenly run away from a Chrono. He could blink Chrono you. So there's definitely a legitimate threat of getting caught out while pushing by a buyback into Chrono. But Doom's on cooldown, Omnislash is on cooldown. No, I think you're definitely right. Forcing the buybacks is still very safe because the Chrono in itself doesn't have the best follow-up. There's no Doom, there's no Omnislash, there's just the Murano. I mean, I say just Murano. This is a Dagon 4 Ethereal Blade Murano.
It's pretty terrifying.
But yeah, forcing the buybacks looks to be the play here. But definitely playing careful around that Chronosphere. VP, though, back in a better position, though.
So I guess we can just expect Mid-1 to drop the Aquila, get that gem, back to base, and the question is, it really is how many of these buybacks VP can force out. I mean,
probably
at least the Voids.
I mean, they may actually get a racks off of this, really. Even when you see those buybacks, it's like how long on DK ulti form? Still
a decent amount. It's only halfway through. It's only halfway through.
Yeah.
There we go, Goy.
Yeah, so DK ulti form still has a good duration on it. Lifestealers, I mean, he's got the Lincolns and all that. He's fine to push. They can do some good damage to the high ground here. Secret do of Glyph. Theoretically, if all 4 heroes buy back, I imagine VP just full retreat, because that's like 4 buybacks. That's a huge win. Suddenly, the net worth advantage is 0. But, this is, an interesting little spot the two teams find. I mean, the pause gives them time to think, so...
It does, yeah.
Oh,
which I'm sure isn't why they paused, guys. It's legitimate lag. It is legitimate lag.
It gives VP, it gives both teams time to think. But Secret, perhaps the team who need the time to think more, and it was VP's pause. But Secret can now decide how they want to defend their high ground, how many buybacks they want to use, who do they buy back, who uses buyback first, does Void try to engage with Chrono, all those things. But it was, as said, a VP pause because they were lagging. And if you're VP after you win a fight like that, you don't want to pause. You want to just continue with that momentum. This is kind of screwed over VP's momentum a bit, so a bit unfortunate for them that they started lagging.
It is always my favorite when you dominate a team fight and then the team pauses and goes, lag. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, we just team wiped you with lag. Packet loss.
Yeah.
What's going on here? So, it looks like Secret maybe, when they saw the lag calls, just probably went to the toilet or something. And
Puppy's ready. The team is ready. Let's see how this goes down. See how hard VP can go down the mid, and see what they can get out. They're going to commit with this.
Force it. They'll force it. No buybacks as of yet. And the other option for Secret is give up a lane of racks and use 0 buybacks.
They've got the
Get no use.
fortification, but yeah, already 2 buybacks come out. Jugs, MPs, and puppies. And that'll be enough. VP with that one, I guess just go
They
back and
take
finish
Roche.
off Roche.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Smart from
start
Secret.
taking it.
So the call is there. You want the Void being the last one to buy back, because the Void buyback is the catch. So you want your carries to buy back, get in position to fight, and then the Void buys back and catches them with Chrono. But VP, before the Void even buys back, they say that's enough buyback to scare us off, let's take Roche.
Like a pup. Secret actually do something about
Arrow
this.
coming in. Is it going to hit anyone? Oh, it does. It hits no one. Not enough.
Ramses will be able to secure himself the Aegis.
So, good Aegis carrier. Looks like...
Drops the Echo Saber for it.
Let's say, what do you... Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering what he got. He'll have a blood bomb now.
And the way, Mid-One jumps in, but Day solo chomps the cheese.
Not the end of the world. Cheese use, whatever. Cheese is not really one of those things that you necessarily are going to rely on to win you a team fight. Aegis is the more important of the two. See if Ramses completes that Orchid now, or waits for something else. Did he actually... Did the Echo Saber end up on a teammate, or...
It said Echo Saber dropped it. Mid-One
it's on
did jump
Ogre,
in.
yeah,
so-
yeah.
Okay,
I was wondering if it got destroyed, 'cause that's a decent chunk of money that, for the Lifestealer's Bloodthorn at this
Save
stage.
my Saber. Oh yeah, this is, I mean, as well, you're looking at the DK, and with the Reaver and such, this, but even if Secret Lander, Chrono, and Omni, no one is incredibly tanky. Let's say walking around on, what, 46 armor,
And he deals-
3,000 HP with the armlet turned off.
He deals good damage too. You
Yeah.
can't just ignore him. He's someone who can be very problematic on the front lines. Like the Jug has picked up a Talisman of Evasion, force out some MKB. Well, kind of force out MKBs, but Bloodthorn also,
Yeah, Bloodborne.
of course, a counter to that item, depending if you've got the Manta style to get out of it or not. And this would just likely tempt MP to save the Manta only for that Bloodthorn, but then you're playing without your Manta style, that you're not using your illusions to push.
Look at the graph as well. Just like those last sequence of events, it's
And buybacks will really do that to you,
this
because
is panning out to be
that's
quite
direct
an epic of a game.
negative. That's directly losing net worth in large quantities when you use multiple buybacks. But feeling like, again, it's kind of like VP have the momentum, but you gotta. I mean, the few fights before they were all Secret favored because they just got the better jumps. They haven't hit that big important chrono in some time. Void's item progression kind of falling off as well. I think perhaps, yeah, you've got the Doom popping the Lincolns on you, but Fora probably should have gone for a Lincolns himself as well this game. He just hasn't found enough farm.
And this is scary. You know, you're in a situation where Secret, 2 heroes, buybacks on cooldown. VP, they've got the Aegis on Ramses. And he's also got a double damage rune, so good luck, Secret. Here we go.
They're doing a really good job with the chain creeps, keeping bottom lane pushed out so they don't have to worry about the split push as well. And now they're going to get rewarded with the racks, it looks like.
Well, let's get the arrow to connect on him after Rage has gone. Now try and jump in. They will burst him down once. He's going to be back for round 2, and he will have Rage back up in time. He'll jump in. The Vision Toll Void and Void's out. He does have buyback. He's going to need to use it. Comes out immediately. With the Doom has been dropped onto the Lifestealer. Secret now with the defense. They've lost the melee racks, but they want to make sure that VP lose their lives. MP coming forward with the Moonlight Shadow coverage. They'll jump in onto Solo.
He's suiciding.
He's going to be left for dead. Yeah, the team is out.
Smart calls. They sent the Lifestealer back using the Test of Fate. They're like, okay, they bought back the Void to fight us. Let's just get our Lifestealer out of there. He's doomed up. He's not ready to fight. We don't have Lasso as well. VP had used all their key fighting tools.
Yeah.
They didn't
it's
want
fine.
to. They didn't want to get corner. Yeah, absolutely.
They
fine.
get the racks. They force a buyback. They only lose a support.
No, that's really smart play across the board. The Chen send back, Ogre's play there, like that's one of those really selfless plays that looks like he's just feeding. But if he runs away with his team and allows Secret to like chase full speed, maybe 2 or 3 heroes die. The fact he keeps Secret in place for long enough that everyone else can get out. So VP very much on the same page. Secret at the same time making the right moves to defend their high ground. They just couldn't defend against the double damage Lifesteal with an Aegis. That's just the cost of losing that Aegis earlier on to VP, and they've now managed to reset things so there's no more Aegis to worry about, but it's still going to be a tough fight for them coming up.
I mean, Mid-One walking around with 5k gold, carrying the gem. I mean, I imagine, surely you want to put that on someone else to get another item on Mid-One at this stage? Or?
Yeah, eventually. He's more of a frontliner, so him having a gem is actually quite handy.
Okay.
But at some point, yeah, he's got to replace it. It's more, I guess, what do you look to replace it with? There's the, I mean, if you go full nuke, it's the Octarine core type build, but that doesn't reduce the Starstorm cool, or the Ags cooldown, but it does all your normal Starstorms. It reduces the cooldown of your Dagon and your E-Blade. Otherwise, you're looking at like defensive items, like get another Lincolns or a BKB, but I imagine Mid-One's thinking like, what's the item that's going to allow me to carry this game, to deal with these heroes? What do I need to fight a Lifesteal and Dragonite? And when you've gone for this full magic damage build, it's not like there's like a good carry item that works there. Refresher, perhaps? I don't know. That gives you an instant double combo, like double lead blade, double Dagon. But these already have short cooldowns, so Refresher seems a bit gimmicky as well and not really a viable option. Pasha's on the hunt again. He's got a Shadow Blade. I like this choice. They see the Dire Ward, they'll take it out. Next he walked into an arrow, but they're just trying to exploit the vision they've got. They know there is a gem, but Shadow Blades are still good because Mirana has to be there, and with the gem reduced true sight radius down to 900 from previous patches, it makes it a little bit harder to scout those Shadow Blade initiations. Mirana's not always going to be there for the team.
Secret just keeping themselves right back at the moment. Limited vision out on the map. And
DK doesn't have buyback, he's short 100 gold, so he's probably just looking to farm it before VP make any kind of moves or plays.
And Lil's got a Hex done.
This is like the art style of Chen. You just get the fast ags, you farm lanes. And it's not like he's being greedy. He's actually, it's been part of their strat that they want his creeps. Like he had his Black Dragon pushing out the bottom lane with the AoE fire while they push mid.
It's a Chen with 260 CS.
Yeah. It allows them to be grouped up as 5 while pushing out all 3 lanes when you've got a Chen. Smoke from Secret.
Yeah, they'll spot this one out. They'll jump in. It's a big target. Have to take it down. A Hex from Lil, but immediately Muerta down for 90 seconds. Look at the left go. Bringing him back on mid one. Mid one's down as well. MP being chain stunned up in the middle. He will get the chance to get the Omni Sash out. They'll send back the DK MP to fall as well.
He can buy travels now. He can just TP back in.
This is looking painful. Secret needs to be big. They're bringing down Pasha. Mid one did have to buy back for this, but now BP 4 up.
Wow.
Secret 2 down. Buyback still on cooldown.
Lil was so ready for that void initiation.
Oh no, he doesn't have the money though. 10 seconds until the buyback's there, but they don't have the gold.
Oh no. That was such a good Hex from Lil, winning the team the fight, and with that,
they
BP
didn't expect
full
it.
steam ahead.
They didn't expect the Chen Hex.
It was a new pickup. We'll see Puppy break the Lincolns with the ensnare, but he doomed the Dragon. That was one of those scenarios where he thought dooming the Dragon Knight to kill him off was going to be the right call, and it looked like a play that was worth making if they get the kill, but they just couldn't quite do the damage they needed.
Well, they've got the fortification, they've still got the tier 2 down bottom, so Secret more than likely to have maybe one more fight in them. 25 seconds before this void comes back, but no one comes in immediately, takes down IO. Pilot does have the buyback.
Yeah.
Secret can formulate one last defense for the 2 sets of Rex down. And then this tier 2 down bottom, a little bit of a saving grace for them. Well, VPR, of course, just going to go straight for the tier 4s. See what they can get done.
I think they may just force the GG here. I don't know if Secret can fight this.
They're pushing power.
This Chrono is all that remains.
It's all about this Chrono. Probably trying to lead it, but he gets Hexed immediately. Mid-1 coming in with the burst damage breath. He's caught 3, but where's the follow-up?
There's no damage.
Where's the follow-up?
There's no dub. There's no Piranha.
There. Okay, Lil falling low, but with the lasso onto mid-1, Puppy surrounded as well. VP are too strong here for Secret and take them down in game 1. What a game, what a performance from both sides. Great team play, but at the end of the day, VP just outwitting Secret. I mean, from ever since kind of that push where they managed to get those buybacks out at that stage of the game, and then obviously as it went on for Secret to not then have them when they were at their most needed, VP bringing them down, and good to see as well, because as we said, VP first series of the day, Liquid, must have really hurt morale. They lost those 2 games really painfully, but now they're coming back in this final series and doing their best to stay in this and make their way to the Boston Major and potentially knock Secret out and send them home.
It was a great game at Dota. It was one of those games where it wasn't down to drop. Both teams had the tools to execute, to win the game, win the team fight.